Hi, everybody. Claudia here from Fluffy Cow Coffee. As you know, we are the only coffee company in the country that supports farm animal sanctuaries, and we do so via our week-long online fundraisers that benefit a specific sanctuary somewhere in the country. And today we're with the lovely Colleen and Jason of Snouts of Sedona. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hi there.
Hey, doing magical. Thanks for having us again and supporting us.
Of course, it's what we do. It's what we do. All right, now, you guys, remind me about all things Snouts of Sedona. How long have you been? How long have you been around? Why snouts? Like, why that species? How many? You talk about your residents, that kind of thing.
Sweet. So we actually moved out here to Sedona, Arizona in 2020, and that's when we got our start having our sanctuary out here. We are now up to 33 schnauts, if I could say that right. 33 schnauts at our property here that are forever residents.
That's a lot of schnauts, man.
It's a lot of schnauts, but it is so worth it. And they're just like the best little buddies ever. We have 3 schnauts that are kind of on standby with a friend in Norco, California. Shout out to Roz for taking care of those for us right now that were just pulled out of the shelter about a month ago. And our board member, Sean, has 11 piggies at his location that we help support. So we have a lot of schnauts in the area. And besides our sanctuary, I think our thing that since we really just don't have the space to take on more and more piggies here, our specialty is doing networking. And we help network. We find pigs that need help in shelters, neglect cases, owner surrenders, and we try and find homes for them, network with other sanctuaries and get them to places. So last year we were able to save over 150 schnauts and get them to safety. Never did they come through our doors. They just made their way to wonderful homes. Thank you out there, everybody, to help partner with us, getting spays and neuters done and transporting and making that magic happen. So that's what we continue to do. Saving schnauts on a daily basis.
That is fantastic. So now when you say, so you're connecting pigs in need of finding a sanctuary to live out their natural lives or their forever home, I guess.
Yep. We try to find them their forever home right from the get-go, but it is so hard right now. It is just so oversaturated with pigs needing homes. Unfortunately, breeders are still playing that same game, saying that pigs are going to stay small, grab a pig. People aren't responsible. They don't do their due diligence before getting a pet. And, within a year, basically, those same pigs are looking for homes. And we're kind of scrambling to try and do whatever we can by getting them spayed and neutered and paying for the transportations and just making all those connections that we can to get them into their homes.
That's wonderful. Now, this might be a weird question, but the shelters from which you get the pigs that you're facilitating, they're finding their forever homes, and maybe the 33 that you have, are these shelters typically urban or rural?
So they're a mixture of it. So a lot of the pigs that we rescue are actually from Southern California. That's really where some of the biggest need is right now. And those are like San Bernardino. So the divorce shelter is one of the big areas that we pull pigs from. And you have a mixture of everything there. The Riverside shelter, another big place where you're a big city. There are some rural areas, but mostly it's from big cities and places where people are having these. And unfortunately, the shelters really don't know what to do with the pigs. And there's so many of them that keep coming in the doors that they will euthanize them just like they do any other pet. So we try to work with the shelters to hold them as long as they can and try and find homes. And 99.9% of the time that doesn't happen. And they reach out to us and say, you got a short window to come and save them if you want to save them. But they're really like city. It's not like Montana out in the nowhere or anything like that. It's a city that we pull them from most of the time.
I had this conversation already this week with a pig sanctuary, and it is amazing to me how difficult it is to get the word out that potbelly pigs are not small.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is they're small compared to a farm pig, right? Like
they still go 150, 200 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're expecting something to be 30 pounds, there's no realistic, get a stuffed pig, right?
Right. And then people
little toy.
And people live in apartments with pigs.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, because the breeders say it's going to be like this and check out the parents and no. So
It's
then
maddening. It's
it
maddening,
is.
I'm telling you.
It is. So we're hoping that one day we don't have to do all the rescue work and, we can just live out the sanctuary life with the piggies we have. But we've been doing this for, well over 25 years now at this point, and the
Wow.
problem hasn't stopped. It's just gotten worse.
Yes, I can imagine. And the thing about, the poor shelters who are probably typically dog and cat
Yep.
suddenly get influx of, like, do they get other farm animals?
Every once in a while. So the Devore Animal Shelter does. They will get goats, they will get horses, but people just love those and snap them up. The pigs are just not something that people are into.
Oh, and they're so smart.
They are, yeah.
And they like to be stimulated, and they like to be entertained and interacted with.
Oh, and they're so human interactive. Like when I sit down on the ground, I will sit down, and in 2 seconds I have pigs climbing all over my lap that just want to hug and snuggle and hang out.
And they'll come when you call.
Oh yeah, they all know their names and they know when I'm calling them. They know when they've been naughty too. But yeah, they're super smart. They do tricks just like dogs will do. Yeah.
And here's a question: do pigs get along with other pigs similarly the way dogs get along with other dogs? Like they may or may not.
So in our experience, most pigs eventually will get along with each other, but pigs are herd animals and they have pecking orders. So usually when you introduce two pigs, they're not just happy to see each other. They have a battle to find out who's the top hog. And then after that, once a mutual agreement has come to their arrangement, then they'll actually be buddies with each other. So every once in a while you hear of pigs that just don't want to have something to do with the other pig, but it's honestly a bit more rare. Okay. We've introduced 33 of them together out of, and all of our guys have been shelters, neglect cases, and a couple owner surrenders. And all of them, they have their little battle and then everybody's all good.
And are pigs similar to dogs as well in the length of recovery time from a shelter environment?
They're all individuals, but pigs in general do not take stress well. And pigs actually can die of stress and heartbreak. It does happen. So they really grieve and they are really scared and traumatized, especially as, dogs are a prey animal. They seem to be get over things a little bit easier, but as, they're predators. As a prey animal with the pigs, they just tend to be a bit more nervous, scared of their surroundings, don't know what's happening, and they bond so deeply to their owners as well. When you pull them from that, they're really traumatized. So a lot of them grieve.
Very upsetting. It's very upsetting. It's kind of like, I'm imagining it's kind of like the really big breeds, like the Great Danes. How the big animals, the big sensitive animals deteriorate quickly in a shelter environment and have to get out of there as soon as possible in order to survive.
Absolutely. Oh, and the poor pigs are just traumatized too because they're scared of the dogs barking. I mean, nobody loves that constant bark at the shelter, but a pig being on slippery surface and then having dogs on either side of them barking, it's traumatizing to them.
It really is. And the other thing that was interesting is how regionalized this need. It's really big in the Southwest and in Southern California.
Oh yeah, Southern California is a big problem, mostly because a lot of the sanctuaries are just completely maxed out. But we see it in Northern California. Here in Arizona, we get dump calls. We call them on a daily basis. We just are very fortunate out here to have Ironwood and Better Piggies. They're two fellow sanctuaries that have been here for many, many years, and they do a lot of the networking here in Arizona. So we help little bits and pieces, but it allows us to focus some attention and help Southern California. But you look into Texas, you look into Florida, you just kind of shoot all across these states, and they're all dealing with the same issue.
Yeah, it's just really something else. And thank God for you guys. How big is your property?
We're less than an acre.
Oh my God.
I know. So, and then that's actually one of our big things. We've been looking for 4 years trying to find bigger property because we would love to help make a bigger impact. And we just have not been able to get to that point. So we're still seriously looking. And
are you rural?
Yeah, we're actually in a community. So we're in the outskirts of Sedona. So we're rural-ish, but we're still in a nice little community. Luckily, no HOA or anything like that. And very, very supportive community where we are.
Oh, that's so nice. So the neighbors support what you do.
Yes. Oh, they're so sweet. They pop their heads over the fence, come over and visit, pet the piggies. Yeah. When their grandkids come into town, they got to come in and visit the piggies.
Oh, I think now, do you do outreach, educational outreach in your
So
area?
so we've done minimal. So we've partnered with the Humane Society out here, and we bring a little piggy to their summer camp, and the kids get to meet pigs, and we get to educate and talk about that. But we haven't got to do a lot of other outreach at this point, and we don't have a big enough property to do all the educational stuff we want to do. Since we
Right.
are in a residential neighborhood, we would love to just be big backyard and here, well, let's have an event, let's do some educational tours and things like that, but we're very limited, and try to be respectful of the community that we're in,
Right.
since it is residential. But that is on our list of things that we really want to do.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys go to veg fests and vegan fests and things like that to spread the word about pigs?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of stuff. We did go to the county fair that we had up in Flagstaff here, but we haven't gotten down to the Phoenix area. But we do know some of our partner sanctuaries that go and work that.
Okay. Because I guess, I mean, that would be like the place if you,
Yeah.
if you don't have educational outreach in the schools and that kind of thing. But I do like the county fair.
The county fair, it was great. It was really nice. We partnered with the museum up there, and they gave us a totally free space to come out there and just chat about pigs with people.
That's great. That's great
It was
because
wonderful.
that's it's like so much of animal welfare. It's about educating
It
people
is.
about things, in your instance, that the pigs don't stay small.
Yeah. And one of the things we're trying to do, since we just don't have the footprint at our sanctuary, is we're actually trying to build out a video educational library right now. So we're trying to do stuff to educate people who are interested in pigs, or having a pig, or just pig curious, or
Yeah.
how to support and take care of their pig so they don't need to be rehomed. Because a lot of it's just very simple. People just don't know how to deal with their behaviors, don't know that they need to be spayed and neutered, and just simple things that we can educate and work with them on means that a pig gets to stay in its home. And a lot of that is what we do here too. We do, owner retention programs. So we try and help support the local community, and we pay for people's pigs to get spayed and neutered. We'll pay for food for pigs. We'll go over and trim hooves. We'll do whatever we can to try and help keep pigs in good homes.
Well, you take a pig temporarily if an owner is in crisis for one reason or another.
Yeah, usually we try to work that out. I think the hardest part is that the majority of people never come back for their pigs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would. Right.
Yeah. So, but and we try and network too, because that doesn't always happen here. So we partner with our other friends and other sanctuaries if that happens in different areas, to see what we can arrange.
So you said you've been involved in this for 25 years. So were you coordinating before you had a space?
So we were mostly helping out other sanctuaries. So shout out to my friend Cornelia out there. We used to go and help assess pigs at the shelters for her. We would transport them to different places. We would help with trimming hooves. We worked also with Saving Animals, Healing Hearts, which is Terry, and we would pay for spays and neuters. So we just kind of connected with a lot of sanctuaries and did whatever support we could, since when the place that we lived before, we just didn't have the ability to have more than our one piggy that we had for 18 years.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you guys are doing such great work. Now, is your network nationwide?
We do. We have friends all over. In fact, I was just out in Southern Carolina with my friend. Shout out to Secondhand Sanctuary, and I was helping rescue some pigs out there with her this past week. So, yep, we piggy people kind of stick together, and we network all across the country.
I love that. And pigs, they do recover if you get them fast enough, right? That you can.
Oh yeah.
You can rehabilitate a traumatized pig.
Absolutely. So we have Mr. Squiggly here that's been here for maybe just a little bit more than a month. His owner passed away about 30 minutes from where we live here. And a nice person reached out and said, hey, would you be willing to give him a home? So went over and grabbed him, and he was just sad, super depressed, overgrown hooves, tusk in his face. Just, he didn't know what happened. His dad had just died. He was just taken away from his home, and he's bounced back. He at first just didn't want to be touched, and now you can love on him and rub him, and he lets me just trim his hooves without having to roll them or anything like that. So he's bounced back. You just see his little glimmer in his eyes.
Oh, that's awesome. How are you guys? How are your 33 pigs handling the heat wave?
Yeah, well, it just started getting toasty yesterday and today. So, but they're doing pretty good. They hang out in the pool, and they have lots of little kiddie pools. And then the ones that don't want to be out here go hang out in the AC. So a lot of them are inside watching TV right now.
So I was going to say, do you let them in your house?
all of them live in the house. So
stop it.
all 33 sleep in the house at night. So they all
that's
like
not true, Colleen.
it's so true. Follow us on social media. As it starts to get dark, the piggies just make their way inside. They find their little spots. Some of them just like, afternoon comes, they go take their little siesta in front of the TV, see what's on. And then, we leave the doors open on all sides. We open a backyard up on the other side as well. And they come in and out as they please and all snuggle in the house with us at night.
So do you lock the doors at night, or do they go in and out all night?
We do lock the doors at night just because there's no reason for them to go at night. We do have predators out in the area as well. And they pretty much like once it gets dark, they sleep and then they don't wake up until the sun comes up. So we do have a little potty tray though. If somebody happens to get up in the night and get startled, they can go use their little potty tray if they need.
And they do?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. On mornings when we hear the sunlight's coming up and they start going, la, 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 la. Like, we just want 5 more minutes. Use the potty tray.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if it really is like when the sun comes up.
It is.
Oh my God. So you guys go to bed at like 8 or 9, and you wake up.
That's when we actually get our work done. Once the children go to sleep, right? The pig children go to sleep, then we actually, Jason is our main eBay person. So we sell items on eBay as a way to raise money for our organization. So awesome. As soon as nighttime hits and the pigs are asleep, he goes downstairs and he's packing and shipping things on eBay all night long until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, you guys, listen, we got to talk about the fundraiser. It's our second one. And I know that you're a big fan of St. Patrick's Day. So we timed it the week of St. Patrick's Day. Now, just to make sure that your fan base knows, the way it works is we donate $2.50 for every single item sold on the website during the course of the week-long fundraiser. It began Monday morning. It ends midnight on Sunday. And it's our job to get the word out, to get people to buy during this fundraiser so we can write you a big old check on Monday. Now, the other important thing is that the coffee is really good.
Oh, damn amazing. Good. Right. Amazing. It's what we call coffee crack.
Really damn good. And we also have we have a bag in honor of the pigs, Incognito, which is what I drink. It's my favorite. It's a dark roast. It's fantastic.
Amazing.
We have species specific swag. So if you don't drink coffee, get a cool mug, get a whatever you want, but get something.
The pig shirt's adorable too.
I know. It's true. So now let's just say we do a really great job. What kind of impact would $200 to $300 have on Snouts of Sedona?
Well, I mean, so many different things, but we are thinking right now of converting our garage into another pig area. So another pig room. So that would kind of give us that kickstart of working on that. So we're clearing out the space and then we want to pop open a door in the back of it that leads into the yard. So just we have more pig territory for them to cruise around, especially until we wait for our big sanctuary. So
right. What would it entail to clean out the garage? Like, what does it entail to create a pig space?
Yeah. So, we're going to have to make it, pull all the things out of a garage that would not be healthy for them. Right. So all the different, paints and things like that. So we're moving things to another shed right now. And really it's just kind of putting some rubber flooring down on there. It's maybe, ideally it would be nice to kind of drywall off the walls so that it's all sealed in. And then really probably the doors, the big piece of it there. And then we'll have to do some type of like an AC or heater of sorts like that. So that way in the winter or the summer that can stay regulated in there for them. And that just gives them more space because they do spend a lot of time indoors. And especially like you're saying with this heat wave, with this hotness, it gives them just more space that they can hang out in a controlled environment.
Right. And an alternative for shelter.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So we don't have space for a barn out here, but we can definitely make more living space for the babies. Well,
that's fantastic. All right, Colleen and Jason, you have your work cut out for you. We have our work cut out for us. We're going to get the word out to get people to buy. And then we hope to write you a big old check on Monday morning.
Thank you so much. You guys are just spectacular. Thank you for the check last year. We made amazing things happen on the backside of the yard here and built out a whole nother shaded area for the pigs. So we're super excited for everybody's support this year.
We love the coffee.
Yeah, it's amazing coffee.
Thank you. I love it. I love that you're creating another shelter space for the pigs. That's great. All right, you guys, fingers crossed. I want to write you a big old check on Monday.
Hooves crossed over here. Lots and lots of hooves crossed.
Okay, and have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right.